Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. We have two French brandies. All right. And I'll show you what they are. This is Raynal VSOP, very smooth old pale, age 4 to 6 years. Raynal, introduced in 1814, imported by William Grant and Sons. They handle the distribution and control, marketing and all that. Okay, says owned by a small company with a long-standing family heritage based in the town of Cognac, southwest France. In England, this is sold as 3 barrels. So it's got pretty much the same label, not exactly the same, but similar. But instead of saying Raynal, it says 3 barrels. In the rest of the world, it's sold as Raynal because that's the company that makes it, Raynal VSOP. That means Raynal and Company. Imported. They say it twice. Shows a crown. Well, it was in 1814. France was under the rule of the Bourbon kings, Louis XVIII being the king at the time. Louis XVIII. All right, since 1814, 113 Avenue Victor Hugo Commerçant, Cognac, France, and it's got 5 stars at the bottom for whatever reason. But usually, okay, 5 stars VSOP, I guess. So I paid about $17 for it at Total Wine. Now I think Trader Joe's had it for 18, or vice versa. I can't remember who had it cheaper, but I paid 17. I just lost track of who I bought it from. Now the competitor is Ciroc VS, very smooth. That's the youngest appellation of our youngest type of brandy. There's the grapes. Ciroc makes grape vodka, so they're famous. Ciroc is owned by Diageo Guinness, who owns Crown Royal, Johnny Walker, and so forth. But Ciroc makes vodka, but it's different than American vodka, which is grain-based, or Polish and Ukrainian vodka, which is potato-based. Ciroc makes French vodka, but it's grape-based. It's made from grapes. How you like that? And so Ciroc decided to make a French brandy in 2018, French brandy. They haven't added a VSOP yet. They haven't added a XO, but this is 6 years now. We are 6 years after the introduction, so that would have given it time to age. So could they be coming out with a VSOP this year? Could be. You never know. Okay. Imported by Ciroc Distilling Company, Norwalk, Connecticut, but that's Diageo. You know that. Okay. But I got the tags below. Put that over there. Put that over there. So $17 versus $34. $34. So Ciroc is expensive for VS brandy. I paid $31, but prices went up. Okay. Isle of Fire says, "Hi, Ronald. Just picked up a small bottle of brandy today." Oh, which brand did you get? Johnny Neely says, "Cheers, Ron. I need to pick up some brandy. E&J VSOP is always a good choice. I can't argue with that. Too bad I can't find the Christian Brothers Bonded anymore. That's my favorite. Oh, the Sacred Bond. Yeah, I know. I can still get that at Dorignacs in Metairie, Louisiana. The Little Farm, Metairie. Hi, Ron, says J. King. Is that a real cork? Yes, but it's like pressed board cork, little pieces of cork pressed together and held together with some kind of glue. Yes, the Sacred Bond. It says Paul Masson. Oh, Paul Masson. That's a famous one. It's been around a long time. That's like one of your big 3 American brandies. E&J brandy, Paul Masson, and Christian Brothers. That's your big 3 here in the United States. Pretty much everybody has that. $3.99. Oh, for the $3.75. Or maybe, yeah, 200 milliliter. Must be the top flight then. Well, I don't know about top flight. You can get brandies for $6,000. 34 is cheap. Ooh, that flew out. That flew out of that bottle rather aggressively. That's enough. I got to do a review of it. I never did a written review on Total Wine and More or Google, so I'll do a written review after this of this product. So it has a wooden cap. It's a real wooden cap. It's not like pretend wood, and it's got this wooden device glued onto the glass. It's a fancy looking bottle, but like I say, $34. I paid $31, but I had it a few years now. So Raynal is a much older brand. Raynal has been on the market. You know, this company is from 1814. And I've been seeing it for years. And I kept saying, oh, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. But then I never did get around to it. But then finally last year, I did get around to it and I bought it. And now we've made it to the Raynal. They have an XO, which is a much more expensive version, you know, $60, $70. But I've never seen the XO in stores around here. I think they only send the VSOP to the US. And if they have some other specialty versions, well, I don't think we're going to see it. Let's go with the more comments. 200 milliliter. I figured that's what it was, 200 milliliter. Let's see, it just says Grand Amber. I don't think it's expensive. Yeah, Grand Amber's the VS, right? The VS. That's the basic, 2 to 4 year aged. Probably more like 2. Then you can go up to the VSOP. I don't think Paul Masson makes a XO, but they might. Maybe in California. I've seen those heart-shaped bottles in California, sculpted bottles. Well, I don't think they sell them outside of California because that's where Paul Masson started. I just wanted to try it since it didn't seem too expensive. No, it's not. So we get what we can, you know, we buy what we can get here. Paul Masson is very popular. I went to a Tulane football game in Memphis 4 years ago. Well, it'll be 4 years ago in this football season. And some guy had a little flask and he was drinking it at the game, snuck it in, and it was Paul Masson VS. And seemed to be enjoying it. Okay. I had Grand Amber when I had my appendectomy because I can't take painkillers. See, interesting. My nephew went to Memphis. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, the appearance. They're both copper colored. Yeah, I poured too much of that Ciroc. And I have to even it because if I feel the weight, I'm going to know. Don't say you're just trying to drink more. No, I'm trying to save them, actually. I'm trying to drink less so I can save them and nurse them and keep them around for taste challenges. So if you believe that, you believe in a lie or a misconception. It's just it poured out too fast, which is aggravating. Okay. So they're both copper colored. Do they have coloring added? It's possible because they do age these in oak, but it could be used oak, could be French oak, but it could be uncharred. I don't think they have to char it, but I mean, they do a lot of times. So it may not really get that dark in the barrel, even up to 6 years. So it might add caramel color to give it some color consistency and make it look prettier. And I was reading the United States Tax and Trade Bureau regulations just the other day. And they said you can add color into brandy and you don't even have to talk about it. You don't even have to disclose that. You can add flavoring to brandy. It's allowed and you do not have to disclose that. So many of the brandies you're drinking could have flavoring added, could have coloring added, and they don't have to tell you that. I didn't make that law and I did not make that regulation pursuant to the law. So how is it? How is your day going? Says Hector. Well, it's going quite well. I was at work most of the day on my feet for about 8 hours. Not quite, but close. And just under 8 hours. So yeah, my legs are tired, but I was there working, working at work. Now I'm taste testing at home. This smells spicy. Do they smell like grapes? Well, I guess they smell like some kind of grape product. But then they really all start smelling more like caramel and toffee and nougat. None of, well, maybe they do have that added as flavoring, when I'm thinking about it. But to say, oh yeah, it smells like grapes at the store. I'm not too sure about that. But maybe. What do I know for brandy? Okay. Yeah, this is similar, but it has like a little bit of a turned fruit aroma. Like overripe fruit, that like grapes that may be rotted. You say, oh, that sounds good. When was the last time you took a day off of drinking? Oh, probably around, this is Josh Mosley talking. Oh, probably around 1999, maybe. Brandy always seems like a little too sugary for me. Sugary like for me. I don't know, man. I find the whiskey is like sugar water to me. They all sugary to me. I only drink it once in a great while, says Olive Fire. Johnny Noy said, I've never heard of Raynal, but I've had Ciroc many times. I think it's a great brandy. Okay, so he said Ciroc. Yeah, you'll see Raynal around. You should find it. You should be able to find it. Well, I can't say that for sure. It's common in Louisiana, is all I can say. Not sold in my town, but I can get it right down the river, down the road, Like I said, Trader Joe's, Total Wine and More, and a bunch of other stores have it. And it's always the same price, like 17 at the low end, 19 at the high end. Yeah, $17 to $19, same price all the time. Now, of course, Saint Remy is more popular. I don't know about more popular. It's more common, which I guess means it's more popular. You see Saint Remy everywhere, here, there, everywhere. Saint Remy is from Remy Martin, Remy Cointreau. They make the Cointreau orange liqueur, and they make Remy Martin cognac, and they make Saint Remy French brandy. So they got wider distribution. William Grant is pretty big. I mean, William Grant is a pretty big company now, but I don't think they're as big as Remy Martin, Remy Cointreau, but I haven't studied that. We know Ciroc is big. Ciroc is the biggest liquor company in the world ever since Seagram's went kaplooey 23 years ago. You say the biggest liquor company in the world went out of business? Yeah, they did. And basically overnight. You can be big, and you can be a big, you can be a huge liquor company or any kind of company, but if your debt exceeds your income, in other words, if you have to pay, if your note, like all the payments you make on your debt are bigger than your income, it's like you got water coming in the ship faster than you can get the water out. Yeah, you're going to sink. And they started sinking, and so they just threw in the towel and sold the whole company. Look at some other companies that we never thought would go away. They go on, though. It's the same problem. All right, taste. It almost happened to Anheuser-Busch in 2008. So what did they do? They sold the company. Okay. Sold it before they had to fold it. All right. Yeah. It's like spicy alcohol. I don't know. Spicy caramel, nougat flavored alcohol. Nougat is like that spongy stuff in the Three Musketeers bar. Yeah. I guess it's sort of like a sugar marshmallow thing. I don't know. It's pretty good though. I don't know about healthy. All right. This tastes like spicy alcohol. It tastes the same, but it's a little more like the turn fruit thing. Yeah. So $34 versus 18. Well, in my case, 17. 17 times 2 is 34. So is the Ciroc twice as good? Right. Twice as good? Well, I'm saying it's better. But is it worth double the price? I'm not seeing that at all. I'm seeing better quality. because you know Diageo, they deal in the good stuff. But I don't know, man. It's mighty fine. Can't argue with it. This has a lot of interesting characteristics too. Maybe a little waxy in this. That's not so great. Okay. Oh, thank you, John in LA. He deleted a message, probably some garbage. This channel is really designed for intelligent people that got something important to say or sensible, not for the, blank, 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 mention nothing. I'm not going to say anything, but try to have a good attitude here. I think this is the Ciroc and it's better, but there's no way it's twice as good. It's no way. It's impossible. It's not twice as good. No siree. Can't go along with that. But it is the Ciroc, and I did get it right, so I have a perfect record so far in this Taste Challenge series. And I think I do. Was there one I couldn't tell apart? I don't believe so. I don't write it. I don't keep record of it, write it down, but I just try to remember it. But so Ciroc is better, but not twice as better. So would I recommend Would I recommend Ciroc? Certainly, I would recommend Ciroc, but it is going to cost $34 plus tax. I stumbled across it actually I paid $29. I remember now. It was $29 at Savannah discount, but the legendary Savannah discount. Chances of that happening are not too promising. But so you get ready for 34. Right now, if you can find it for 18, even 19, I would go as high as say 19 is fair, and you'll be coming out in great shape. It'll be a little lower in quality. You say, well, how can a VSOP aged 4 to 6 years be lower in quality than a VS aged 2 to 4 years? Well, it's probably the quality of the grapes going into it. Raynal is using probably pretty good grape varieties and whatnot, but maybe Diageo got a lot more money. They can get a much higher grade of grape, you see. So, and it's not in my head because it's not like you saying, oh, well, you're just letting the price influence you. Well, how is that possible? It's a blind taste test. I didn't know which was which till I tasted them. So it wasn't me letting price influence me. That's not possible. Okay. I didn't know which was which till I looked at the label. I guessed it correctly. Okay. So it's not anything like that. Isle of Fire says, winking and smiling. The Ciroc was twice as much. Yes. $17 versus 34. Well, not in my case, 17 versus 29, but if you go by it, it's pretty much what you're going to see. 18 to 30. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be basically twice as much or close to it. Good evening, sir, says Shane Giggy in Canada. Same to you. Last live for the day. Oh, yes, definitely, because college basketball, got to get on to that soon enough. Oh, wow, $34.99 is getting up there. Yeah. I'm afraid you're right. I'm looking at Total Wine right here. I'm looking at it. It says $34.99. Let's check Walmart. I know Walmart going to be at least that, probably more, because Total Wine, they'll just look at Walmart's website. I think that's what they do. Whatever their price is, they'll just lower it $1. Yep. 99 cents cheaper, $35.98. Boy, Total Wine, y'all are something, boy. I'm not saying it's unethical to do that, but it's kind of, I don't know what you call it, but it's not. I don't know if it's really helping them because Walmart is in every town more or less, and then Total Wine to be in some towns, and most people are not going to make a special trip for $1, but they might do what I do and just say I'll just check next time I pass because I go in that by Total Wine pretty often just because I'm driving through town, and I'll say I'll just keep a mental note. Next time I'm there, I'll drive by. I'm there for something else anyway, some other reason, and then I'll drop in and I'll save $1. Okay, grapes are my favorite fruit. Must be why I love brandy so much. That makes sense. A, B, C, X, Y, Z are all bourbons blended. No. I only had Ciroc vodka once. I never had the vodka, I don't believe. Okay, good night then, Ron. Good night to you, J. King. All right. So that's it. I got another French brandy for tomorrow, and it's called Brandy of St. Louis. It's been on the market the same time, the same length of time as the Ciroc for 6 years. Sorry, 5 years. Sorry, 5 years. And the Brandy of St. Louis is aged. It's not a VS or VSOP or XO. You don't have to give it that designation. That's just an option. It's not a law. So it's just called Brandy of St. Louis, and it's aged between 3 and 10 years. So the youngest brandy is 3 years old, and then it's blended in with all kind of brandies. The oldest is 10. And the Brandy of St. Louis, their headquarters is in Texas, Texas, but they have it made for them, over there in France. And the lady said she designed it as to be a brandy they could use in expensive restaurants for chefs for cooking. That's what she said on the website. It's designed to be used for cooking and maybe sipping while they're cooking. I don't know about that. But anyway, we're going to do Brandy St. Louis. Then we're going to go to Spain. Over to Spain, France's neighboring country to the southwest. And we're going to do Fundador since 1874. True story, 1874. It's an old product. And they make so many different brandies, but I've only seen the Fundador regular over here, the Solera, the basic one. It's really nice anyway. And then we're going to travel to the United States. And we're going to look at a couple of ones. Like I have Corbel from California brandy, and I have Hervey brandy from, well, at least bottled in Kentucky. I don't know where it's actually from. But it could be a blend of different California and New York brandies, but it's bottled in Kentucky. True story. Okay. Shane says, I think the only brandy I've ever had was the E&J and some cherry brandy, but I forgot the name. Yeah, E&J is really common. I think they sell it all around the world. So anyway, I got to save this. I'm out off the air now because I'm going to go write my written. This should be enough. I hope it should be enough to write the written review. I'll just write it on one platform, Google, and then I'll just copy it and send it over to Total Wine. That should work. Tequila taste challenges. When am I starting tequila? Okay, I'll tell you that. When I'm finished with brandy, which is going really fast, then I'm going to maneuver over to rum. And I've got a rum coming up called Boqueron. I think it means grasshopper or cricket, something like that. It's weird, huh? Beautiful bottle. And when I tell you the price, you'll think I'm lying. And then when we finish with the Boqueron Gold, we're going to go to the tequila. And I have a tequila that I know everybody has heard of their entire life. And you know what I'm talking about. It's a tequila brand that I know you have all heard of your entire life. So you know which one I'm talking about. And we're going to do that. We'll do the silver first, the especial, and then we'll do the gold later. And that's when tequila's coming up. So it might be about before the end of this month. I doubt it, but it's possible. I've had the Corbel brandy only once when I was actually living in California. I know one store that sells it in Louisiana. One store. Dorgnac's food store. I don't know of any other store that sells it. May have overlooked it, but I don't believe I have. So, and it was $14.99 for the liter, but now I checked last time it was $16.99. So thanks to the JB inflation, it went up. I don't remember seeing it anywhere else. Yeah, I've seen it, like I said, in Louisiana, but it's very, very, very uncommon here. All right, so thanks for watching. I'm going to say the winner really. Okay. I'm going to say the winner is, and I'm going to say Raynal. Now, does Raynal have actually a better flavor? Technically, yeah, don't even pay any mind to all that. All right, technically, Ciroc is better, but it's $34.99. This is 17 or 18, and it's not much worse. And in fact, it's just a little bit not quite as good. So I'll save the $17 and just get Raynal, and I'll be perfectly happy with it. And I know I haven't lost much quality. So I'm gonna say the winner, with everything considered, is the Raynal. You can't get around that. The Raynal is the winner. And they must know what they're doing. They've been around since 1814, right? 1814, baby. All right, well, thanks for watching, and get ready for tomorrow at dawn or before dawn, before the sun rises. Brandies celery. Oh, well, any big channel, Shane, why does my channel attract so many maniacs? Any channel, I'll say big. My channel's not big. But you know what I mean? Like, if you've been on there for so many years, they see something live and they come on with their lunacy, you just got to ignore it. If you feed into it, then it's kind of like what they want, you just ignore it, idiocy. But anyway, so Brandies St. Louis tomorrow morning. Well, it could be bigger, but I don't promo it. I don't have like on Instagram and Twitter, and I don't do all those multi-platform things with it. So if it grows, it grows, and if it doesn't, well, oh well, too bad for me. It is genuine. I'll give it that. I'm not bragging on myself, but I do honest. It's honest, and some people don't like it. They get aggravated, like, how could you say that? How could you say that about that beer? Well, that's what I feel about it. What do you want me to do? Lie? I'm not going to lie. It's my opinion. Sorry. Sorry, Charlie. All right. Well, y'all take care now. Bye-bye.